Good evening from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Friday, April 30th market update. On the economic front, the quarterly GDP came in just a little light at 3.2%. Forecast was for 3.4%. The quarterly employment cost index came in a little higher than we would have liked. Came in at 0.6%. Forecast was for 0.4%. The monthly consumer sentiment was better than expected, coming in at 72.2. Forecast was for 71. On deck for Monday will be the monthly personal income and outlays number and the monthly ISM manufacturing number. The dollar was down, gold, silver, and oil were up, and copper was kind of down to flat. So looking at the dollar here, you can see these MACDs are continuing to go lower, so I still think we have some more downside the dollar, even though it didn't move a whole lot today. I still think there, at least looking at this oscillator, the one I use, that's what it's looking right now. Of course, that can change if it turns and goes up. So, see, oil, light sweet crude futures were up another 98 cents today to settle at $86.15. Thanks to BP and Ocean Engineering, I'm sure. So the West Texas Intermediate Crude Point Figure Chart. Note, we printed a buy signal today on oil. When we printed the 86, we printed a buy signal. So the new preliminary bullish price objective for crude is $95 a barrel. All right, so that's the new price objective. Maybe we reach it, maybe we don't. And there's no time frame on point and figure charting. So, but we did print that, and so we'll be watching that. We've been kind of bouncing through here anyway, and then of course the oil's it's not really a spill, but the oil leaking over from the rig that sunk. So driving it right on up there. Let's take a look at the Dow. The Dow closed down 158 points to 11,008. S&P closed down 20 points to 1,186. Nasdaq closed down 50 points to 2,461, and the Russell closed down 21 points to 716. The Dow held up the best by being down 1.42%, and the Russell was the weakest, down 2.87%. So volume across the indices, as it always is when we're selling, it was up about 40 to 50% higher than average on the daily volume. The Dow, we're still above the 30. We need to watch this 10,000, 975, somewhere around there. We've touched this 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 times here. So this will probably be a pretty significant breakdown if we lose it. So keep your eye on this area here around that. And of course, we have to go to like the 10,950 to actually go on a sell signal on the point figure chart. S&P looks similar. We've got some support around 1,001. We'll call it 180, just slightly above it. And we've been kind of near it here for a while. We broke these trend lines, went back up, and it depends on how you draw it. It basically retested the backside of this trend line pretty much. So looking pretty weak, and of course this volatility, and supposed to have supposedly work out something with Greece by this weekend. We'll see if that works out or not. Monday might be uglier if nothing happens again. So we'll see. Nasdaq actually has broken down a little more. Kind of has broken down from the previous close. Last time it was 2,471. So Nasdaq's looking kind of nasty. Russell's not looking too good either. Did break lower here than it did before. So, and Russell was leading us. Let's take a quick look at the Russell on the 60-minute chart. Looks like there's except for here, it's kind of an ugly head and left and right shoulder here. So it's kind of a head and shoulders top on the 60-minute in a ugly fashion. So broke down where it stopped before. So that's, I would say if this follows through or something like that, it'll take us back down to this 695 or so area. I'll be watching this MACD. We've been using a bounce off this MACD pretty well, the MACD I'm using here. So we bounced here, got here, we bounced here, and of course we fell back over, but we bounced, and of course the lower high. And so I'll be watching as we near here to see if we get a bounce, which we'll have to go lower first. So we could get a bounce, go lower as we open Monday, and go higher throughout the day. We'll see if that's how that plays out or not. But tossable. Look at XLF financials, looking really bad. Made a lower high, come back up, made a lower high. So we're basically hitting this downtrend line now and getting rejected and going lower each time. So we'll see if we make a lower low here on the financials. Gold's looking good. Gold probably has a gap. We'll probably fill a gap here, but gold jumped higher. Silver is looking pretty good too. Tried to break out higher today. Didn't have a very good volume. Tried to break higher. Copper, which is JJC, the copper ETF. A couple of dojis. It's not going anywhere. Kind of equal buying and selling. It's holding right around this. We'll call it here this 45 level. Holding pretty well. So it's holding this area here pretty well. Let's go look at the McClellan oscillator. McClellan, come on. Here we go. Okay, so we're at minus 32.05. So we're oversold, just not really quite, but just barely. Really oversold's down in here. We need to get to one minus 50, 60 to 100. We need to get down in here to really be that oversold. So we can definitely go lower. But a lot of it's kind of headline driven right now, so we may just bounce back and forth. Let's look at the VIX. VIX up 19.58%, so we're definitely becoming more volatile. These big candles and drops and up, which is great for intraday, in and out day trading. Not so great for swing trades and trying to figure out what to invest in. So if you're looking for some new investments, let's go look at the sectors. So 2 of the 16 sectors follow finished in the green today. Utility index had their biggest percent gain, up 0.65%. Semi-index was the weakest, down 4.54%. Right, so gold held up. These are the gold miners. Oil services weak again, not good. Okay, so no chart watch on Fridays. I will post my weekly watch list here on Sunday evening. Let's take a look at the current market signals. So if all the point and figure chart for the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, NASDAQ's already on a sell signal. So price objective 2,410, lower. Let's take a look at the Dow. Oh, I want to take a look at gold and silver and copper too while we're over here. Okay. So right here, so we're still on a buy, but if we print, and these are 50-point box size, if we print 10,950, take out that prior column of O's, we will go on a sell signal on the Dow. So we don't have that much further to fall, and it'll put we'll have NASDAQ and Dow on a sell signal, or not, depending on what happens next week. And I also want to show Russell. Russell's close too. So the Russell, of course, right now bullish price is 800. If we print 715, these are 5-point box sizes. So this is 720. We print 715, that will put us on a sell signal on the Russell as well. So watch that area next week on the Russell. And let's take a quick look at gold on the point and figure chart while we're over here. Gold, bullish price objective $1,310 an ounce. Gold's looking good. Still, it's hanging right up here, looking real good. Silver is actually nearing it's on a sell signal, but it's actually nearing a buy signal. If silver can print this 19 right here, we'll go on a buy signal, one box higher than the prior column of X's here. So right there. So watch silver, it's close to a buy signal. And then copper has been, copper's still on a buy signal. We have to go down and print here about, which is this prior, take out this prior column of O's, which would be 328 right here, which would be $3.28. So all right, so we're still on a buy signal on copper, but it's trying to stop its fall here, as we saw on the other chart. So that is it for today. Thanks for watching InvestSharp's daily market analysis, and have a great weekend.